Welcome back to another after-school special all about the new beta Originality reports in Google Classroom. These beta reports will now allow you to do student-to-student matching for plagiarism and originality across all of the assignments you can view in your Google Classroom folder. In this case, let's take a look at how we would turn on Originality reports in general for a new assignment. After navigating to the classwork stream and beginning a new assignment for your class, you will notice that as usual, you will go ahead and give it a title and hopefully a set of instructions. In the right-hand pane, when creating an assignment, you would generally select the class, number of points, due date, and topic. You can also attach a rubric and turn on plagiarism checking or originality reports. This will make Originality reports available to both you and your students after the assignment is sent. Clicking Assign will immediately send this to the students and make Originality reports available to them. In this case, let's take a look at a sample assignment that's previously been assigned and turned in. In this case, you'll notice that a number of students have turned in an assignment. Traditionally, when visiting one of these assignments, you would have run an Originality report, which would have flagged a number of things. It may have flagged both web matches, but now also with the beta includes student-to-student matches. In this case, Amanda Basso's assignment has a flagged passage. Let's click on the link and see what it might be. In this case here, it is showing that there is a match for a website, Wikipedia, but there are no matches from Edmonton Public Schools to other student documents. By clicking on the web match, you'll be able to see the highlighted section and the website from which it may have come. You would then need to follow up with the students. Note that students can also run the Originality report to see this result prior to handing in an assignment, and in fact, if they do not run the Originality report, they will be prompted that they are turning it in without having run it. Let's close this Originality report and look at another student's report. In this case, Will Jr. has turned in a similar assignment, and in his case, he has 3 flagged passages. Clicking on the link will open this Originality report, and we will notice now that there are several matches. There's a web match, back to Wikipedia, as usual, but now under Matches from Edmonton Public Schools, there are 2. By clicking on this, it will show us that 2 sections of this document, here and here, link back to an assignment handed in by Amanda. In this case, because I have access to Amanda's assignment, because I can view it in my Google Classroom folder, I can even open up the original document. Note, this does not mean that Will Jr. or Amanda Basso have cheated or not. It means that the text in the assignments is very similar. There are some things to note about this. Number 1, Google Classroom generates these reports based on the order in which students handed them in, with the first student handing in an original text as the person who would not be flagged for any originality issues. In this case, Amanda turned in her assignment first, and Will Jr. turned it in second. If a student were to turn in something else, it may flag to Will Jr., and you may have to follow the breadcrumbs back through the assignments to find the original owner. This doesn't mean that Amanda wrote it, it just means she handed it in first. And it's simply a tool to help you investigate matches within your institution or from the web. Another important thing to note is this only checks against assignments for which you have access as a teacher or co-teacher. So if you teach the same subject as another teacher in your school, and you and that teacher would like to be able to cross-match your classes' rosters, you will have to make yourselves co-teachers in each other's classes. To ensure that you do this, all you have to do is make sure that in the classes section, you are teachers in each other's classes. In this case, if I wanted to check my Originality classroom against another teacher's class, such as Mr. Corday's class down here, we would have to make sure we were co-teachers in each other's class. and then we would be able to check against each other's assignments that are turned in. Again, this feature is a beta, and as such, may not return perfect results, and investigation will be required, such as looking through revision history in a document, or talking to the students about their assignments in order to discover exactly what has happened. Students working in group work and turning in assignments may turn in very similar documents, and this is another case where this may flag inaccurate results depending on the type of assignment handed out. Hopefully this beta helps you investigate the student work being turned into you, and if you have any questions or concerns, please do reach out to your TIPS team member as always. Thank you.